team, your medical doctors, and you, the patient.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Well, Shane has been making headlines everywhere. The tensions in the Middle East, everybody's talking about it. What are your thoughts on what's happening?
I just pray there's some peace will resolve at some point.
At some point, that's everybody's thoughts and prayer.
Right.
And that no matter the distance, I think it goes to show that although they are there and we're here, it's impacting the world. And
Right.
it shows that we're all one in some way or the other, no matter what's happening. And so we definitely do pray that calmer heads prevail and that we get through this thing safely. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
It's 11 o'clock this Tuesday. These stories here tonight. Prime Minister Davis addresses the cost of living, how the Middle East conflict is impacting it, and what his administration is doing to lessen the pain. Travelers told to brace. The price of airfare going up, how much more you can expect to pay next time you take to the skies. And an art show where mental health is given a full portrait. Those stories plus the day's other news this late night, Tuesday, March 17th, 2026.
The Bahamas tonight at 11. The final word starts now.
And we're happy to have you join us this late night. I'm Corvell Pfeiffer. We begin here at 11 with global tensions driving up oil prices and uncertainty spreading across international markets. Concerns now growing here at home about what it could mean for the cost of living. Well, the Prime Minister tackling those concerns in an address this afternoon. We hear more tonight from our Leah Cooper.
Global instability is sending shockwaves through energy markets, with oil prices climbing from around $70 a barrel to well over $100. This usually means one thing for the Bahamas: higher costs across the board. But the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, is pushing back on those expectations.
We have been closely monitoring developments, engaging with our energy partners, and planning for various scenarios. I'm grateful to be able to say that policy changes we began to make early in our term have built more resilience into our system. In particular, the major energy reforms we have put in place, which include major efficiencies and improvements and risk mitigation strategies, have left us in a better shape. That work is still ongoing, but it means we are able to say that your electricity bills, which are lower already from the changes, will not be impacted by the current crisis.
But while electricity may be steady, food prices are another story. Higher fuel costs mean higher shipping costs, and that usually shows up at the grocery store. And ahead of a reduction in VAT starting next month, the Prime Minister is also informing the public that he's locked in a meeting with the Bahamas Grocers Retailers Association.
That meeting is focused on one thing: how we work together ahead of the April 1st VAT reduction on food to bring costs down for Bahamian families. I want to hear their concerns directly, hear what they are seeing in the market, and hear what practical steps can help ensure that relief reaches the people who need it.
And then there's security. With regional instability, the Prime Minister mentions that illegal migration also becomes a concern. In just 2 days, he says the Royal Bahamas Defense Force intercepted 57 migrants near Little Inagua.
29 were apprehended on Monday, and a further 28 were apprehended on Tuesday morning. They were transported safely to Great Inagua, and investigations are continuing.
Prime Minister Davis adds that he's directed Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, to remain engaged with his regional colleagues, adding that he's also in contact with partners as well. The Prime Minister says this is a a moment for close communication, monitoring, and steady cooperation. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
And as you just heard from Leah, the Prime Minister did meet with food retailers. That meeting was ideally set to strike a balance on what's to come at food store registers next month. Continuing our coverage here tonight is our Lloyd Outland.
Back on January 12th, the Prime Minister announced plans for the removal of VAT on uncooked food items across the country as of April 1st. And tonight here at the Office of the Prime Minister, a number of grocers from across the country, a part of the Grocers Association, have converged for a meeting with the Prime Minister to discuss plans ahead of that April 1st adjustment. Earlier, we had a chance to speak with Deborah Simonet. She is a senior executive at Super Value, and she shared some of her thoughts ahead of April 1st. I know you're getting ready to go into that meeting. Any thoughts or expectations about that conversation with the Prime Minister?
We're just hoping that we will get a favorable response from them. You know, we're all for the people getting the VAT-free, but, you know, we'd like some leniency on our behalf.
Ahead of the April 1st VAT elimination on non-cooked food items, are there any expectations from grocers?
Well, we're just expecting the VAT transition to go smoothly. Of course, we won't be able to change all the prices on the individual items all at once and to meet the deadline, but our system will be correct. So once you take your products to the register, you will get the correct price, the zero VAT on the food items.
And my last question, of course, as we approach April 1st, would you say that grocers are generally prepared for the introduction?
I would say generally, yes. It's just the VAT return that we are kind of anxious about right now because there will be additional work for that.
Now, we expect that the meeting will conduct for at least an hour, and so we will be here at the Office of the Prime Minister to speak with those grocers after that meeting, and of course, anxiously waiting along with the rest of the country as April 1st quickly approaches. Reporting here from the Office of the Prime Minister for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you in studio.
Our thanks to you, Lloyd. Meantime, the Middle East crisis and the impact on what is being felt at the pumps is concerning to opposition leader Michael Pintard. He told our news team today that if the government were committed to easing the burden of the Bahamian people, then it would adopt the opposition's recommendation to cap VAT collected at the fuel pump. Pintard asserts that by doing so, the government will avoid meeting its revenue by passing on the cost to consumers.
So we have indicated to government that we believe that they ought to cap the revenue that government receives. And we believe it's a revenue neutral recommendation because we're not asking the government to cut its revenue. We're just saying when the price goes up, you just cap it at what you had projected you would be earning so that you don't benefit on the backs of Bahamians who would have a higher cost at the pump.
Well, airlines are feeling the wartime pinch, and rising fuel costs will mean consumers will soon be hit with a bit of a punch the next time they fly. Blockade at the crucial Strait of Hormuz, which sees roughly 20% of the world's oil pass through it, will soon mean higher prices for air travel, electricity, fuel, and groceries. Western Airlines President and CEO Rexy Roll says this disruption, which has already sent global prices soaring, is quickly being felt here at home.
Yes, to be transparent, we certainly have already started to feel the impact of the global surge in oil prices, as a result of the conflict in the Middle East. And
Prime Minister Davis again acknowledged Tuesday that this uncertainty will most likely impact the cost of living, but quickly pointed to action his administration has taken and prepared to do.
We have been closely monitoring developments, engaging with our energy partners, and planning for various scenarios.
As for how much airlines look to increase fares, both Roll and Bahamas Air Managing Director Tracy Cooper insists the impact will be negligible.
Though our jet fuel prices will potentially rise over 40%, that does not mean that ticket prices will also rise over 40%. If anything, customers can expect anywhere from a $4 to $9 minimal, surcharge to sort of offset some of these additional new operational costs.
There will be some adjustments that we'll see in your ticket as related to fuel surcharge. We're not changing the ticket price itself, but simply incorporating the the increases into a fuel surcharge. We're doing it this way so that immediately when the prices return to normal, we're able to then remove that surcharge and have the ticket prices still stay the same.
Senators passed the value-added tax amendment bill in the upper chamber last evening. The legislation paves the way for zero VAT on all unprepared food items in stores starting April 1st. Wrapping up the bill, Government Leader, Economic Affairs Minister Senator the Honorable Michael Alcides addressed concerns from food retailers who indicated that the new tax rules make timely and accurate VAT filings difficult to comply with. Now, Senator Alcides noted, however, that the food merchants had enough time to make those adjustments.
In reading some of the submissions of those in that industry, Madam President, they are talking about the difficulty of it and the time, etc. But as I had said previously, I think we sent a signal last year the direction we were moving in, and even when we made the announcements this year, we think that 3 months is ample time in this age of technology and AI, etc., to be able to make that adjustment.
Still in the upper chamber, where the newest member there taking her oaths of allegiance and qualification this afternoon.
I, Nicole Michelle Martin, do swear that I have knowledge of any cause or impediment why I am not capable of sitting and voting as a member of the Senate of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, according to the tenor and true meaning of the Constitution or any enactment amending the same. So help me God.
Former trade unionist Nicole Martin fills the seat left vacant following F&M Senator Maxine Seymour's resignation last month. Speaking for Senate Vice President Lachelle Adderley, or speaking for President, rather, Lachelle Adderley, Vice President Barry Griffin warmly welcomed the new member and expressed confidence she will faithfully represent Bahamians during her tenure. Those sentiments echoed by the leaders of government and opposition business, Senators Michael Alcides and Darren Henfield.
You are entering in the fourth quarter, so to speak, but I am sure that your contributions will be valued and substantial.
Welcome to this place. Speak your truth deliberately, honestly, and that what we say in here is ensure that what we say and do while operating in these places we can live with on the outside.
A leader in the real estate industry touting the benefits of the new land reform bills to the country. This as the Land Adjudication and the Registered Land Bills 2025 were both passed in the House of Assembly and the Senate last year. The legislation provides for the country's land administration system to be modernized and also puts a framework in place for land transactions to be simplified, disputes to be reduced, and property transactions to be fast-tracked, among other benefits. President of H.G. Christie Real Estate, John Christie, believes the reforms will bring the Bahamas in line with other jurisdictions internationally.
The idea is fantastic because it'll be a huge paradigm shift in the real estate. Right now, that's basically our title in the Bahamas is archaic. Most countries, even in Turks and Caicos and Cayman and other places like that, similar countries, they've switched to registered title in the United States and Britain and everywhere else. But we're on the old English system where you have to actually have a deed, and then the lawyers have to go back year after year and make sure that everything was right all the way down to make sure the title is good.
Mr. Christie noted that the switch from an outdated deed system to a modern title-based register will also help to accelerate land transactions nationwide.
Changing to registered title, which is what this is all about, is they'll do it one time, the government will assess it and go through, and whoever has the deed, this will be your deed right here, and you will be the owner of that. So you won't have all, if your name's on the title, just like your car title, that's yours. You don't have to prove why it is because the government said it's yours and that's it. So it'll make transactions much easier and much quicker, and it won't need the lawyers going through with high costs and going through all that.
It is time for a break here this late night. We have a lot more to get to when we come back. Vendors react to the news of the electrification of Pawtuski Dock. That story and more, you are watching The Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay up with us.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
And as we continue here this Tuesday evening, literally some light at the end of the tunnel for 23 Pawtuskee vendors who will make history as the first group to be a part of the electrification exercise in just a matter of weeks. President of the Pawtuskee Fish and Fruit Vendors Association, Ormonique Bowe, says infrastructural upgrades have been moving steadily and should be completed just in time for the official rollout.
What you can see happening on Pawtuskee at this point is BPL is preparing infrastructure for two other transformers, one at the west and one at the east. And this is to accommodate the transformer that is already there for the stalls. Spiders has been run already on the opposite side, which is the western side. They are almost completed, and they have already started the infrastructure for the stalls on the eastern side. Once this is completed, we're looking at 23 stalls to be electrified, and then the others will follow at a later date. This does not mean that the infrastructure is not in for them, but this means that persons are still trying to make adjustments.
And the closed doors of the National Center for the Performing Arts on Shirley Street continues to be an eyesore. And this not only grips the public's attention, but that of creatives who over the years enjoyed the center for theatrical productions, recitals, and rehearsals for independent celebrations. Creative and Performing Arts School Director Ian Poitier confirmed to our news team that the building does have asbestos and is deemed unsafe. He notes that the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bolag, is expected to make an announcement soon about efforts to revive it.
When they have a look at it, the building is condemned, and condemned in quite a bad way. I think there's asbestos and things in it. So I was told it costs a significant amount of money. I was told $15 million just to pull it down. That's a lot of money.
The campus director also acknowledged how the performing arts centers surrounding neighborhoods experience serious social issues like vagrancy, homelessness, and addiction that need to be dealt with.
You cannot have young people coming in day and night in that environment where the security becomes a challenge. It's very close to the bridge, and there are a number of liquor stores down the road there where, there's some issues around there. Pawtuskee Dock is just a short hop away. So you kind of, you need to take that into account. The other thing is the traffic management. There's an intense one-way system around there. And so that really inhibits people coming and going.
On a brighter note, something beautiful happens at the intersection of art and mental health. And the residents at the Sandlands Rehabilitation Center are finding out through a collection of deeply expressive works they're creating for the center's upcoming art exhibition and auction. Amaya Moss tells us more.
At Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, silence is being transformed into something you can see and feel. An art expo now on display filled with pieces created by clients, each one carrying emotion too heavy for words, yet poured carefully onto canvas. Strokes of color capturing raw emotion, deep introspection, and a resilience that refuses to break. Stories that often go unheard, now impossible to ignore. Senior Assistant Hospital Administrator responsible for the Occupational Therapy Department, Lolita Colebrook, says initiatives like this are critical, not only in raising awareness, but reminding the public that mental health is not distant or abstract. It is present, personal, and deserving of compassion and attention.
That the artwork, some of which is displayed today, is done by patients or clients, we call them our clients, who are marginalized. And for most people, they don't have the artistic ability to do artistry such as this. So you can see here today the talent that our clients have, and I want our attendees, which is extended to the wider population, corporate citizen, the general public, to come on down and support this great initiative.
For the clients, many described their art as their voice when words fail, a way to release what they've carried for so long, to make sense of emotions that once felt overwhelming.
I like art. Art just sets your mind free, and like you give it like a free opportunity to express your feelings and colors and the beauty of nature.
It allows me to be free in whatever mood I'm feeling.
Oh, it releases my mind. So when I go back in society, I'll be able to paint pictures on the wall for people who need pictures, paint it, and I'll make money and do what I gotta do.
Here at Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, every piece of art displayed today tells a story not just of struggle, but of survival, healing, and quiet triumph. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
Thank you for bringing us that story, Amaya. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports snacks. Let's head up to Amajal for a preview of what's ahead.
B3A is officially naming the 5-member team that will represent the Bahamas at this weekend's World Indoor Championships. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Power does not stop at borders. When storms strike across the region, utility companies often rely on each other to help with electricity and stability for affected communities. In wake of Hurricane Melissa, Bahamas Power and Light sent a 7-member team to Jamaica. Echoing the initial assistance of our first group, our second team has spent the past month lending their expertise, supporting restoration efforts, and helping to bring the light back on for those who need it the most. Here's Chief Operating Officer Anthony Christie.
So we have staff spread across the Bahamas, and it's important that each of these staff have the opportunity and the chance to take part in an exercise like this. And we want to make sure that we use and send our best teams to help Jamaica in this effort.
Meet Paul Curry. This is his second deployment to Jamaica post-Hurricane Melissa.
We left a lot of customers back on supply, but it's a main grid that we would like to see completed. And additional rural customers who are still left without power because of their distance away from the main infrastructure, we want to make sure that they are taken care of as well.
Veteran BPL employee Kendall Roll.
We are here in the mountains in the parish called Fort Williams, where wake continues. The guys here, they are still in high spirits and ready to perform every morning. Be putting in 16 hours every day.
From the Bahamas to Jamaica, this is what regional cooperation looks like. Skilled professionals coming together to restore power and support communities in need. For the BPL team on the ground, the mission is clear: to help bring the light back on and to help bring hope back to the people of Jamaica.
Here's a sports check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports in track and field news. The 21st World Athletics Indoor Championships are set for this weekend in Turin, Poland. And the B3A's officially has named a 5-member team that will represent the Bahamas at the global meet. Named to Team Bahamas are Devin Charlton, who's going after an unprecedented 3rd straight title in the women's 60-meter hurdles. Nisha Cartwright, who will also compete in the women's 60 hurdles. Charisma Taylor, who has been entered in that event as well. She'll also compete in the women's triple jump event. Multi-events athlete Kendrick Thompson will compete in the men's open heptathlon, and Taj Brown will line up in the men's 60-meter hurdles. Bernard Roll is the head coach of the 5-member team, and Nicholas Morley is the team's physiotherapist. Now, the task in front of Charlton is a chance to become the first woman to win 3 straight world indoor titles in the women's 60-meter hurdles. As it stands, Charlton, along with Americans Nia Ali and Lolo Jones, are the only women to win back-to-back indoor 60-meter hurdles titles. Charlton, of course, won gold and set a new world record of 7.65 seconds in Glasgow, Scotland in 2024, then returned to the world stage 1 year later, repeated as champion in Nanjing, China. So on track news, this time from over the weekend, Wanye McCoy becoming the fastest Bahamian man over 200 meters indoors. McCoy, in his final collegiate indoor competition, would cross the tape in 2017, besting Terrence Jones's mark of 2021 to secure the silver medal at the NCAA Indoor Championships. University of Florida senior would also set a new school record, ranking him number 12 all-time in the NCAA. He's also currently ranked number 2 in the world this season. McCoy also ran in the men's 4x4 relay, helping the Florida Gators to a 5th-place finish in 3:04.04. Overall, the Gators men's track team finished 3rd overall with 26 points across the 2-day competition. Their 12th top 3 finish at the meet since 2010. From the track to the pool, more from our swimmers set to represent the Bahamas at the Carifta Swimming Championships in Martinique next month. Yesterday, we spoke to a few of the veterans, and today we hear from some of the first-timers about what they can expect when they make their Carifta debut.
Well, just to bring points back for my team and try to get myself a medal. Like, I'm not really that nervous because I went through this feeling a couple of months ago at Goodwill, so it just feels good.
My expectations are pretty high. Like, I expect myself to go really fast and do my best. It feels really good representing my country.
My expectations are to do the best and to make my team and the Bahamas proud.
As for head coach Ronald McPhee, he's expecting big things out of their younger age divisions as well.
A lot of strong boys, 11 and 12s, even though they're first timers. I see 11 and 12 improve so much over the 3 weeks, leading up to Carifta. We expect them to hold it down. The 11 and 12 girls led by Isabella Monroe. I think we have a stronger age group this year. Adding Grace Nottage, adding Star. So overall, I think from top to bottom, we have a very strong team.
In volleyball news, the 3rd seed University of the Bahamas Mingo's women's volleyball team got their playoff action underway in the Providence Volleyball Association with a matchup against the 2nd seeded Lady Warhawks on Sunday. UB got off to a strong start in the first set, going up 8-3. Lady Warhawks used an 8-2 run to beat UB 25-23 in the first set. UB, they would not be able to respond in this one as they would go on to drop the remaining 2 sets and go down 1-0 in the best of 3 series. Game 2 of this series is set for Friday.
Where we are now is what we really planned for. We planned on ending up in the 2nd or 3rd position, whereas 2nd would play 3rd. And that's the position that we're in. So we're very excited that we met that goal. We're excited that we made it to the playoff at this level, at a higher level than last year. So we are 1 up. We played a very good game.
And that's been Look at Your Sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili, garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, so many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken.
Those pepper wings.
Couple of minutes still left in the day to take in those St. Paddy's Day festivities. Let's find out how the rest of your weather shapes up tonight. For that, we head on over to Diane Dorsett. Hello, Diane.
Good evening, Corvell. Our satellite picture is showing a thick layer of clouds with embedded showers, especially along the frontal boundary, spreading across the northwest and central Bahamas. This activity is associated with a cold front, which will bring cooler and very comfortable nighttime temperatures all week long. We're talking about temperatures in the 60s. Now, let's take a quick check on temperatures around the Family Islands. In the northwest Bahamas, 71 in Freeport City and Green Turtle Key, 74 there in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 75 in Allenstown, Bimini, and for Bullocks Harbor, 77 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews, and Camp Space, South Andrews at 79, Harper Island at 77, Rock, St. Luther, 79, Black Point, Zuma also at 79, and for Arthurstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, 76 degrees, Georgetown, Zuma, 75, and for our southernmost islands, 80 in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, and Crooked Island, 81 in Acklands and Betty Bay, 77 in Matthew-Tani, Nagua, and for the Turks and Caicos Islands, 82 degrees. Now, with that said, tonight you can expect overcast and warm conditions, a couple of thunderstorms this evening, followed by rain and a thunderstorm, with a temperature of 72 degrees. And as for tomorrow, breezy in the morning with heavy showers and considerable cloudiness, with a temperature of 74 degrees. Now, in your extended forecast, expect cloudy conditions with occasional showers through Friday, while cool nighttime temperatures are expected to prevail from Thursday night through early next week. So do enjoy those extended cool season nights. Now that's your late night look at weather. Rest easy, stay cozy, and thanks for staying up with us. Corvell.
And thank you very much, Diane, and thank you for staying up with us. That is our broadcast here this Tuesday evening. I'm Corvell Python for Amo, Diane, and our entire team. You take care, be well, and remember, we will be looking to see you again right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
At the House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.